allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jaden Anderson. I have been a Reiki practitioner since 2016, and I have been practicing professionally ever since. Energy healing, metaphysical work found me when I was 14. That is when I had my initial spiritual awakening. I started just having sensations, having knowings, having feelings that were then validated. Like, I had no business knowing those things, but somehow I did. And I'm sure many of you can relate with that experience. Through my teen years, I was really interested in like chakra work and auras. I was interested in metaphysical things, natural healing. Like many of us who have found this alternative practice, I was experiencing many health issues that Western medicine was not helping. I was not getting the results I wanted through the traditional ways that I had known of doing things. So I looked elsewhere. And that's when I found this whole new side of the world of energy healing, metaphysical things, law of attraction, natural health remedies, all of the beautiful things that accompany alternative medicine. And then so that was teenage years, I was real into learning about everything, but didn't really know what I didn't know, right? So in my early 20s is when I began what I call my more serious study. I started reading more books about energy healing, started to seek out mentors. I really started to learn more about all of the stuff that I was feeling, and that like it felt so good and I felt so attracted to it. And then, like I said, in my early 20s is when I started my more focused, serious research about it. And then in 2016, that's when I got my Reiki training and opened my business. I had been working unprofessionally for about a year at that point. I had been doing intuitive energy work, intuitive readings for people, and the more that I delved into this, the more I wanted. I think that's a common experience that many people share who are in this realm. And when I felt like my skills were at the point I wanted them to be, I opened my professional practice. I started in a room in my basement, and I worked there for about 2 years. That was a wonderful way for me to begin my personal healing journey, personal business journey. Starting a business in your home is certainly an option. We'll talk later about some pros and cons of that I learned and experienced. But later, I rented a space from my friend who owns a Pilates studio here in town. And that was like my first big leap into like really doing this. And then later that year, I opened my own brick and mortar store. I had an energy healing studio and holistic boutique called Red Thread Holistics here in Idaho Falls, Idaho. It was a beautiful, magical space that I loved working with. It was my baby. So much blood, sweat, and tears went into it. But 2 years after I opened, I made the decision to close. I was experiencing a lot of life changes, and of course, with the pandemic, actually we were thriving through the pandemic and the COVID experience, but I was not. Business was doing well. I needed to take a step back. So I decided to close my brick and mortar shop in 2021 and went back to just working with clients and doing my healing work, which is what I've been doing for ever since. And now here we are doing Reiki Business Academy, and I absolutely love getting to teach other people how to do this for themselves. My Reiki business experience has been transformative, to say the very least. It has shown me that I'm capable of so much more than I originally thought. It has shown me that my goals and dreams and the life that I want is available for me. I now get to live with the freedom and flexibility that I desire while making money, while helping the planet and helping people heal, which is the thing that I just love the most about it, right? This is an experience. Your Reiki business is an experience for you to see how much you can get out of life. And it all comes back to you. What you're willing to put in is what you're going to get out. I have had many beautiful experiences with Reiki over the years. I am a Reiki master. I got my Reiki master training in 2018, and since then have trained nearly 60 students. At the time of this recording, I have trained nearly 60 students and over a dozen Reiki masters. I have hosted over a dozen healing retreats and Reiki retreats. I have made my business baby proof, had a baby in 2018. I made it pandemic proof. I'm still here through the other side of the pandemic. And I even made my business divorce proof. I went through a divorce a couple years ago, and my business is still here thriving, supporting me as a single mom and my children. I have also had multiple 5-figure launches for programs that I have done, teaching and training programs. I've hosted, I don't even know how many workshops, both virtual and in person. And I have just loved getting to explore every facet of what I believe I can do or what draws my interest in my Reiki business. My philosophy to healing is we do it from the inside out and the outside in, and we work with the mind, body, and spirit to create lasting and long-term change and healing in your life. So, thank you so much for joining me. This is me. I am committing to you to continue to show up with the best that I have that day, each and every day. I ask you that you'll do the same, and let's also honor that we are both human. The goal here is not perfection. I don't know everything, and I will make mistakes along this journey. Let that be permission for yourself to also make mistakes. You don't have to be perfect here. I just want you to be you. I want you to show up with everything you got. Please don't be perfect, actually. Life is so much better when we're not, right? So, thank you. It's good to meet you. Can't wait to get to know you even more.